Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Ahsoka Tano Padawan version from the Clone Wars. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, taking a closer look at the front of the package, we have this nice digital artwork here on the front of Star Wars The Clone Wars. It says Ahsoka Tano Padawan. You have some nice artwork here on the side that to me does not look like Ahsoka in any way whatsoever, or any actress that's ever portrayed her. Just weird, but still nice artwork of Ahsoka on the side. It says 5.6 inches tall. Yep, she's a little small for a Padawan. Ahsoka Tano, a young Togruta, was the Padawan learner of Anakin Skywalker and a hero of the Clone Wars. So let's get this figure opened up and take a closer look at everything she comes with. Starting off with her accessories, she does come with what is expected: 2 lightsabers, one long, one short, which is really cool. They are both, at least the smaller one, yes, both of them are keyed, so they kind of have a taper to the blade, so you just want to make sure that you're getting those lined up whenever you, when you plug them in. But taking the blades out, of course, you're left with these two, which are nicely painted somewhat. They do have little plugs on the end, which will go into her belt here in just a minute. But man, I got to tell you, after playing around with this figure, she is mightily impressive. Look at the tiny gold detail on the top of her tails on the top. It looks really cool. That gold paint is awesome. I love the paint on her face, and her eyes are painted beautifully. You can see the nice little sculpt on the back, and that attention to detail, like how this little beaded chain hangs down lower, simulating her Padawan braid. Love this little pouch. The bright red pouch on the back looks really cool. I love the color of that belt. The painted applied detail on the little tabard that hangs down in the front looks really cool, and this detail on the side with each and every one of those little buckles painted, that's crazy. That's something Hasbro wouldn't normally do, but I am digging it. Now let's see how these lightsabers plug in. We have 2 little plugs right here in the front for her lightsabers. We'll put the long one on this side because that's what she uses with her right hand, and then the shorter, more lightsaber on her left for her left hand, and that looks really impressive, man. That looks really cool. I'm really digging it. Let's see how well she holds these, because I'm noticing her left hand is kind of like a gesturing force wielding hand, which I appreciate. I appreciate any time that Hasbro gives us a hand that's anything other than a trigger finger hand on both hands. But I love how it looks like she's using the force, but also, is it enough with these tiny little fingers to be able to hold her lightsaber? Maybe if we wedge that, yeah, I got some Butterfingers today. I wonder if we can kind of wedge that little nub between her 2 fingers, and yeah, it looks like she can hold it just fine, which is impressive. I really dig it. I wish more Jedi's figures came with a force wielding hand on their offhand. But just, yeah, the detail and the paint on this character is just amazing. Now, as you would expect, you're not going to get an up and down movement with this head. It's just not going to happen because of all of her tails here. It's just not going to happen. There is no up and down movement. I doubt you're going to get much left and right. I mean, that's about all the movement you're going to get. You can turn it just a little bit. You get just a hair of bobble there, but not a whole lot. Arms can go out. Can she hit that T-pose? No, not quite. That is very odd. Maybe it's because there's not a lot of clearance in her shoulders. She does have that kind of peg and cuff system. The arms can go all the way around. She does have a better than 90 degree bend at the elbow and a swivel. She does have a vertical hinge on both the left and right wrists, which are awesome. I really appreciate that. You can see that she only has that waist articulation, so it doesn't interrupt that sculpt. She can lean forward that far and lean back that far. Looks really nice. As far as the legs go, we are going to need them to be hyper articulated because she kind of poses like Spider-Man. She can go all over the place with these legs. They do move. No upper thigh cut, which is odd. Maybe it's because they're very thin. I'm not sure, but well past 90 bend on the knee, swivel at the knee, actually a boot swivel as well. That's very weird. You can see that the knee swivels and then the boot swivels when you hold the knee. That's really interesting that they did that. We do have a hinge and a slight rocker for the foot articulation. But there you have it. There is Ahsoka Tano the Padawan. And I got to tell you, this is a beautiful Ahsoka figure. So let's get her into some lighting and into some backgrounds and see how she poses up. I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with this figure. When I saw it, I first revealed, I was like, man, it looks beautiful, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of articulation there. But there's more articulation there than I expected. And the paint apps are exquisite. Maybe I just got a really good one, or hopefully this is indicative of the level of quality of paint apps across the board with this particular figure. I think she looks outstanding. This is probably one of my favorite Ahsoka figures that I've ever gotten. She looks absolutely beautiful, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Hasbro, for finally giving us one gorgeous figure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.